Reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats.
So how mentally ill is Donald Trump? Well, that's going to take some time.
Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people.
I wasn't in office then.
While Biden struggles, Trump has tried to stay quiet. But really? Trump? He's a sociopath who cannot shut his hole. And now he's pushing back because he's sensing that even with Biden's troubles, he's perceived as the greater of the two evils. And he's right.
Donald Trump, as we were just talking about, how he's been pretty quiet in recent days, called into Fox News and was asked questions about President Biden's debate performance and for his thoughts on it. Donald Trump, though, seemed to be holding his fire to a degree, not giving any kind of full-throated, blistering takedown when he was given this ample opportunity, and instead knocking Biden for what he claimed was his pale appearance and weak voice.
You know, I was thinking about what I was saying. I wasn't looking over at him almost at all, except when he went a little bit haywire. I didn't look at him at all.
New York Times senior political correspondent Maggie Haberman. Maggie, just to start with you, when you hear Trump, tonight and how he has been uncharacteristically and relatively quiet over this, I wonder what you make of his response there.
So I think that makes him emboldened. I will say, Caitlin, he hasn't been that quiet. If you look at Truth Social and you look at his feed, which doesn't get a whole lot of coverage, he's been quite active there, saying all kinds of things, including posting an old video clip of him telling Hillary Clinton during their debate that she would be in jail if he was running the country. I think that he just wants the narrative to be back on him, and I think that he's feeling better about the idea that the race is going to be him versus Biden.
While it's been a tough couple weeks for Biden, who, for the record, after all this, trails by only 43 to 42% in the latest political poll.
Biden is the best candidate to go up against Trump. Ben Dixon and Amandi did some internal polling that Politico got access to. Trump beats Biden 43-42, but in that polling, Kamala Harris beats Trump 42-41, and Clinton at the top of the ticket with Harris as the running mate beats Trump 43-40. So when you take a look at that internal information, is sticking with Biden the right way to go?
Well, Trump can't control himself, his lies and his virulent attacks. And here's why. This poll also has him losing to both Kamala Harris, and hold on to your hats, he's also losing to Hillary. While all the speculation about Biden settles in, the country and the world are looking at Trump differently.
Man, camera.
His mental shortcomings, which are not only pronounced and unpredictable, a cocktail of angry and dangerous, that not only the GOP can't hide, but neither can Diaper Don.
Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes.
Sickness that not only the GOP can't hide, but neither can Diaper Don.
Legal ad, and you just...
After a $100 million civil suit for raping Jean Carroll, and with more news surrounding Trump and Epstein...
And he likes beautiful women, and many of them are on the younger side.
Trump is a sexual predator.
You gotta ask yourself, how could anyone vote for this guy?
I have absolutely no idea.
When things start to go wrong for Tiny Fingers, and that is moment by moment, his instability manifests itself into attacks on everyone, from Democrats to Republicans to even Fox News.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal. Refutal or a rebuttal? What the hell word would that be? Refutal? What they'll say, he didn't know, rebuttal or refutal, but they don't know either.
And it should be noted that without Fox's support of a 34-count convicted felon, rapist, and engineer of an attempted coup that came close to killing his own vice president, without Fox, Trump has zero chance of winning and a great chance of conviction and jail sometime next year. But even knowing all that, the mentally ill head leader of the GOP won't shut up because he is incapable.
This man is a pathological liar, a narcissist at a level I don't think this country's ever seen.
None of what he said has changed. In fact, Trump's mental acuity has regressed.
Even I say to myself, you're a frickin' genius.
While his sociopathy has progressed into a near psychotic state where his talk of revenge and death for political adversaries has the nation worrying.
An election-interfering witch hunt of a trial.
Trump has everyone wondering if a slightly stuttering man we all have known for half a century is not only the safest bet, but the only one of these two we can trust to put America first.
You know, they were so worried. Everybody was so worried yesterday about you. And they never mentioned me. I'm up here sweating like a dog. Secret Service said, we have to make sure everyone's safe. I said, what about me? And it must be because of MIT, my relationship to MIT. very smart.
It's easy to see that when Trump says,
America first,
we all know what he really means.
So what about me?
The irony of Republicans still blaming the border on Biden when it was Trump who killed the bipartisan plan.
Why were you against the House, against the Senate border deal?
Number one, that, but it also made it much better for the opposing side.
All because he wanted to blame Democrats. I mean, everyone saw and heard that.
And they're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums.
But Mike Johnson and the rest of the Republic cowards haven't said squat because they know the other truth about the border.
78% of southern border encounters were detained under President Trump. That's a pretty good number, 78%. 78% also during the Biden administration. It is the same percentage.
And the greatest irony surrounding Trump is at the heart of the MAGA lies. The greatest propagator is also the one most likely to bring it all down. Every time Trump speaks, everything is at risk.
These are sick people, and I hope the military.
And while hardcore MAGA stays true to their beacon of hate and self-loathing, old school Republicans and independents are doubting the whole package.
Take the life of a child in the 8th month, the 9th month, and even after birth.
Trump's mental illness aside, the Republican Party is having an identity crisis. They are either Americans who cherish the values and ideals of the founders, or they're these guys, multiple felons who are literally threatening Americans.
There has to be some form of punishment.
With Biden's bad debate performance under normal circumstances, you might say game over. But the poll numbers are showing you that the insanity of Trump and his circle jerk posse spouting Project 2025.
No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
Has the 280 million Americans who didn't vote for Trump worrying. Think about that. 280 million Americans did not vote for Trump. So you think they're down with this?
We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
And I'm coming for all of them. And what does that mean when I say coming for all of them? It means the most legal, moral, and ethical consequences to the maximum, to include the maximum punishment for treason. I personally guarantee that they're going to face those consequences.
And while many Republicans have said they will vote for Trump,
I will be voting for Trump.
Those same Republicans don't think he can, or don't want him to, win.
There is no way that the American people are going to vote for a convicted criminal. They're not.
Over the next 3 months, it's hard to speculate what will happen to Joe Biden. But I'll say this. If I were him and I truly believed I could win, I wouldn't quit. I mean, here are the people who have lost to Trump. Cruz, Paul, Rubio, Bush, Haley, Carson, Kasich, Fiorina, Huckabee, Christie, Lindsey, Santorum, and yes, Hillary, although she got 3 million more votes than Tiny Fingers.
I'd lock her up is right.
The only one to beat Trump? Yeah, Joe.
But I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done.
The closer we get to the election, the greater the case you can make that Trump is his own worst enemy. His dark, dystopian vision for us is part of his scrambled brain and growing psychosis, not to mention his own declining physical state. Maybe that's why Trump is talking when everyone says he should shut up. Maybe Trump knows that Biden not only won in 2020, but he has what it takes to do it again. And Trump could also be panicking because a loss in November means a criminal trial in 2025.
First of all, he has a cognitive disorder.
And that's a Project 2025 he definitely wants to avoid. Joe Biden is a true American, flawed but fearless, old but loyal, stuttering but a presence that is clear-eyed and honest. He's a couple steps slower while still possessing the skill to do what Trump has never done. Get more people to vote for him than the weathered skin tag who has never won the popular vote anywhere. Trump has a lot of enemies, but none more dangerous than himself.
Who's with me? This isn't their Republican Party anymore. Am I wrong?
We're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.